Welcome back, all you fantastic football fanatic freakazoid fan freaks. I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm your host, Chris.
And welcome to our point after post big game special. Glad to have
special episode.
We won't keep you too long from the buffalo wings, the grills, the families, and whatever else you do after watching the big game.
Course.
Go home and say, man, that game was rigged.
Yeah, I know. Like on our regular schedule, we'll have a chance to kind of, more like analyze the results after we've had a chance to really digest them. But right now, I think it's just time for our knee-jerk reactions. The 2024-25 NFL season is officially over, and the Philadelphia Eagles are the champions.
Boo!
Boo! Hey, maybe one day they'll even have 5 rings. Who knows?
But you know what? See, Jerry, this is what happens when you make good off-season moves.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking the same thing throughout the game. I was like, wow, this is what like a competently run franchise that like makes good moves looks like.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah.
Let's talk about that big. Obviously we're talking about like the Saquon Barkley signing. I expect to see a lot more out of Barkley. I don't have the numbers up right now, but I think he didn't even break 100.
No, he rushed for 57 yards on 25 carries. He also did have 40 yards receiving, so pretty good, but definitely nowhere near like the monster performances we've been seeing from him. That being said, like the team didn't really need it. They were really just beating the Chiefs defense through the air, which like that's kind of the exact opposite of what I thought was going to happen. Like if you told me that
Jalen Hurts was going to throw for over 200 yards,
yeah, on like 17 for 22 is like very efficient. But you told me like Saquon was going to have well under 100 rushing yards, and the Eagles are still going to blow the Chiefs out. I would have told you you're crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I've been very critical of Jalen Hurts, but I do think he balled out today. He hit some really nice throws. Nothing super insane, not like a godlike like carrying the team performance. Like the defense also. If I had to pick the one biggest contributing factor to the Eagles' win was their defense, but Jalen Hurts really did his job, and he really put the offense in a good position to win.
Yeah, he also had a couple of like just good scrambles for first downs.
Yeah, he did throw that one pick, but that was kind of just on him forcing a ball, which like it wasn't good, but also it didn't really amount to anything because it was so deep in Chiefs territory.
Yeah, I think it was like at the 5-yard line or something like that.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Kenny Pickett getting the game, taking one snap in the Super Bowl.
He took more than just one.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, because they went 3 and out, and that's why Mahomes scored a second garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, that's right. Yes,
and then he took one more. Yeah.
The true MVP of the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, the Eagles' offense was good, but their defense was just firing on all cylinders. Defense wins championships, and
I mean, we were really like, hyping up the Chiefs defense, but
we were.
I mean, the front seven alone from the Eagles, like they weren't like blitzing a whole lot or anything. It was just regular pass rush, and they got to Mahomes 5 times.
Yeah, they like sacked him 5 times, but like he was getting pressured like every other play, dude. Like,
mm-hmm.
And in the plays where he did have a bit more time, their secondary was just locking down their receivers. So yeah, I mean, Mahomes just had. Do you think this is worse than his 2021 Super Bowl performance against the Buccaneers?
Yes, this was a blowout.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, even though
the score was not indicative of how close the game was.
No, and even the score isn't that close, but the game was still a bigger blowout than the score suggests. Like there were just a ton of garbage time points. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of was like not expecting this at all. I wasn't expecting the Chiefs to get punched in the mouth this hard and then just kind of stay down. Credit where credit is due. The Eagles defense really impressed me this game. Shout outs to Cooper DeJean with that pick six, White
Are,
Lightning.
should we make the joke about the month it is?
Yeah, dude, doing it during Black History Month.
Yeah.
That some are calling him the Jackie Robinson of football,
The Larry Bird of football.
the Larry Bird. But
While the current president is actually there in attendance as well. Just
oh, he was at the game. I didn't even know that.
yeah, you know that?
No.
No, the Broncos Seahawks, or sorry, the Broncos Tuna game was way more boring.
Yeah, but that game was funny. That game opened up with that Peyton fumble.
If it wasn't the Chiefs that I was watching just get like sacked repeatedly, I would have turned off the TV. Like
yeah, I can think of two more Super Bowls that are boring than this one. Super Bowl 50, where's that god awful Panthers Broncos game where I think there's only one touchdown score, and then the Patriots Rams Super Bowl. That's gotta be my pick for the war. I don't know if anything's gonna top that anytime soon. Where the Patriots Rams game where this final score was like 10-3.
Looking it up. Let's see. Said it was what 50?
Super Bowl 50 was the Broncos and Panthers one. That one sucked.
24-10.
Yeah.
13-3.
Yeah, 13-3. That's gotta be my pick for the most boring Super Bowl.
I mean that's a pretty boring one. I don't think I watched that one.
It was so trash.
Let me see here. Who was playing this one? Is this the one where Goff did nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fair. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there anything that tops that?
I don't know. This one's up there too. I mean, obviously, if you're an Eagles fan, this is like the greatest Super Bowl ever for you. But like, the average person that doesn't really have a dog in this fight, they want to see an entertaining game, especially after last year's game that was like an overtime thriller.
Well, even the game before in Glendale with the Eagles and Chiefs, that one was an entertaining game as well.
Yeah. So I guess we've been, fortunate. We've had a good little string of entertaining Super Bowls that was broken by this one. But if you're an Eagles fan, you don't care about that at all.
Yeah. I gotta say, so like I hate the Eagles, right? I know you hate the Eagles, and everybody watching our show also hates the Eagles. And I was rooting for the Chiefs to win, but like after the first quarter where they were getting nothing done, and Mahomes was just getting like pressured and sacked and not being able to do anything. My father called me. He's like, "Hey, how's the game going?" I'm like, "I'm gonna be real with you, Dad. If it's gonna continue like this, I'm gonna start rooting for the Eagles. Like, I thought it was gonna be a close game, and I'm gonna root for the Chiefs to win. But if this is gonna be a bully beatdown, like Eagles all the way."
Yeah, and that's what it turned into. I mean, this game, it never once, like, ever since like the Eagles scored first, it didn't really feel like the Chiefs were even in it. They just kind of got destroyed, which I don't know, from a team that's been as dominant. I'm gonna put that in quotation marks, dominant, as they've been. Pretty unexpected, I would say. And yeah, I don't know. GG's Chiefs. They didn't even score to the fourth quarter. No, that's not true. They scored in the third. But
Yeah, it was 0-24 at halftime.
yeah.
Which
And the thing is, when they were still down at halftime, I was talking to my dad, and he was like, "It's over." But I was telling him, like, "No, dude." I was still like, "They're gonna come back." Like the Chiefs, I've seen them do this before so many times. But
24-0 is tough, but it is not entirely impossible.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, if anyone can do this, Mahomes. Like, I know he's been kind of mid recently, but like he when he's on, like he can put points on the board really quick. And
I just want to point out, like, this was really the team that like was the boogeyman for the entire AFC the entire season. This was the team.
yeah, for real,
I mean, shoot, the Denver Broncos could have beaten this team.
they did beat them.
I know. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know how did this team. How did the Bills lose to this team? Maybe is the AFC just trash? People always say like the AFC is way more stacked than the NFC, but
I mean, they are like in a vacuum, but like, I know, like,
because the Chiefs just got dog walked after like running the NFC or the AFC for like years. So AFC fraudulent?
AFC fraudulent. Maybe I'm looking at their
Question
schedule
mark?
right now. Okay, they beat the Ravens in the nail. This is what happens when all you're able to do is win in one score games all season
Right.
long. Like, you get lucky against the Baltimore Ravens. You get bailed out by the refs.
Multiple
In
times.
by against Cincinnati. You get bailed out by the refs again against the Falcons. You had a pretty decisive win against the Chargers. I guess they had a pretty decisive win against the Saints as well. But the Saints are trash, so it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You beat the Saints. Congratulations, you know.
And
I mean,
the
to be
thing
fair,
is,
our team couldn't beat the Saints.
yeah.
They beat the Niners, which the Niners are bad. Cool. They beat the Raiders. Let's see. Overtime against the Bucks. Let's see. Oh yeah. Blocked field goal against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Bailed out by the refs and a dropped pass against Carolina. Bailed out by the refs again against the Raiders. Black magic against the Chargers.
Yep.
Cool, you beat the Cleveland Browns. Let's see. They didn't get bailed out by the refs against the Texans the first time, I don't think.
No.
They also beat the Steelers decisively, but then they got bailed out by the ref. Well, I don't know. The refs did not sack Stroud like, what was it, 6 or 8 times, but they
Yeah.
definitely helped them out. So when you're getting help from the refs every other game and winning, like, what is it, 7 of these games by one score? You know, there's definitely some like
I mean,
flags there.
yeah, no pun intended. There's some flags. But
I didn't even catch that.
you know, I mean, it's something people have been talking about the entire season. Like the cracks in the armor have been there, and they just kept managing to win. But like, you know, it never felt sustainable. And like, it's easy to say now that they just got blown out, but I feel like they just, like you said, like so many games where they're just on the verge of losing, and you know how long can you keep doing that, especially against like a as good of an opponent, as good of a defense that the Eagles have. Eventually, that luck, if that's what you want to call it, runs out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think the Chiefs have a lot of questions to ask themselves this offseason, and I think that really starts with revamping their receiving core
Again.
But yeah, also another thing I noticed. Did you see any roughing the passer calls in this game?
No, no. I mean, like, I know we joke about them being Phantom 15s, but they were really Ghost this game.
They, I find that very interesting that in the game where no roughing the passes are called, um, in Mahomes' favor, he also happens to have one of the worst games he's had in a long time. I find that very interesting.
Hmm. Patrick Mahomes fraudulent? Question mark.
Hey man, imagine if Dak had a game like this on such a big stage, dude. People would be having a field day. People would be like celebrating out in the streets.
Yeah.
So you know
I mean, people are celebrating out in the streets that Mahomes had a day like this.
that's true. Um, yeah, maybe he was paid to throw the game.
I don't think he was paid to throw the game. That's
I think he just I mean that's the main factor, the main difference factor from this and every other game that he wasn't getting his calls. I know the game started out with like a pretty egregious penalty in the Chiefs' favor, but Mahomes really just wasn't getting any of those calls that he typically gets. So you know, uh, I'm just saying connect the dots, do the math.
right. Let's see. What else did I want to point out? Oh yeah. You want to talk about the halftime show?
Sure, yeah, we can talk about it.
Um, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it's kind of mid. It suffered from the same thing that like a lot of modern halftime shows have, where it's just like the mixing. I feel like was really bad. Like Kendrick's voice was like really quiet, and like all the instrumentals were just way louder than him, and it didn't feel like hype. It just felt kind of like very subdued, and I don't know. I think he also played too much new stuff, but that's just me being a boomer. Um,
You being a boomer.
Yeah, I'm just being a boomer. Samuel Jackson coming out was cool.
That was cool. And they called
That
him
was
Uncle
sick.
Sam.
Yeah, he's Uncle Sam. I like when they made the American flag out of people. That's pretty cool. But then obviously the main thing that people are going to be talking about from the halftime show is him calling out Drake and saying throwing out some accusations
Right.
that
I mean,
he's been making for a while. Yeah.
let's be real though. If you're gonna win a Grammy off of a diss track, you kind of have to at
Yeah.
least demo your diss track a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Which, like, dude, this is like the important lesson from this is how far being a hater takes you.
You're saying
You
I
can
can make it one day?
you can hate your way to the top, and it might just land you in the Super Bowl halftime show with a Grammy.
Guys, I'm going to win a Grammy.
We're gonna win our Grammy. I mean, dude, they have Grammys for podcasts.
Do
As
they
lame as
really?
that is, yeah,
No way. I don't believe that.
I'm pretty sure they do. So that's your mission, guys. Nominate point after.
What awards can a podcast get?
I think they have that, and I know they for sure have like an audiobook category.
Um, there's like People's Choice Podcast Awards, Peabody Awards.
The Peabody Awards, crazy name.
Hey, here's one you can win. It's called the Shorty Awards.
Yeah, me and Deuce Vaughn, and Kendrick.
And Kendrick.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. I definitely I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I just feel like modern halftime performances just don't really have the sauce anymore.
I think it suffers a lot from playing it safe.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like I I don't I don't follow modern music at all, right? If
Right.
it's younger than like 10 years or if it's like within the last 10 years, I probably haven't heard it, right? So I'm looking at the stage and I'm like, I don't get it. Why has he got like a PlayStation controller on stage? And my sister's explaining it to me that like it's supposed to be like a reference to his first album or something like that.
Oh, I didn't
Or
even know that.
I don't know, like something about like it's all a game, I guess. I don't know. I don't follow Kendrick Lamar, right?
Right.
But you look at the stages like okay, they built like a fake like street and then some platforms that look like, the symbols on like a controller, like the X's and the Y's and the squares and circles. It's just boring.
Yeah.
Like when Rihanna did like the Super Smash Bros
Yeah, she like the
platform,
smash
like
stages.
that's all it was.
Yeah. I
Uh,
don't know. I just feel like there's a certain just lack of energy that I can't quite put my finger on what it is.
yeah,
Um, but
we
yeah, I
need
don't know.
people zip lining from the roof of the stadium
Yes,
again.
people zip line from the roof of the stadium. We need drones. We need a giant mechanical lion.
Yeah, dude, a
Uh,
drone show.
I wouldn't say modern hip hop has no showmanship. There's one person that could do it at the halftime show, but he's kind of persona non grata now. So Kanye West. Um, he's the one person that the one like modern rapper that I think would have an incredible halftime show, but that'll never happen. Um,
The Usher one actually wasn't that bad. Looking back at it.
really, it wasn't bad. I just thought it was so like corny and I don't know, whatever. Um, yeah, Yeezus. He made graduation. Um,
Let's see. Um, the Rams and Bengals one was awful though. I really disliked like that one was so bad. But I also think that one also just looked visually bad because
yeah,
West Coast
what the West
sunlight.
Coast halftime shows are never good because of the sunlight. And yeah, I agree. That one was just like too busy and it had like too many people. But like the performances weren't bad, but it was just like it seemed kind of like unfocused. Um, but yeah, that those are like all my immediate thoughts on the Super Bowl. I'm sure I'll have more to say when I can think about it some more and like have a
When we get like a little bit more news about like Travis Kelsey retiring and stuff. I already saw memes of like this dude like made a meme of when Kelsey was yelling at Andy Reid last Super
yeah.
Bowl, and it says, "I was supposed to propose tonight."
Man, I was thinking about that because like they were getting beat so bad. I was like, I wonder if Kelsey's like screaming at Reed again, and we're just like,
Uh,
we don't see it.
I had the fortunate blessing. I guess is what I could. I don't know. I forgot how to speak words for a minute there. I was fortunate enough to only have to witness Taylor Swift being cut to twice this game.
Yeah, yeah, very minimal Taylor Swift cuts, which probably because Kelsey was doing nothing, and like entire Chiefs offense was doing nothing.
What,
And
like 4 receptions for like 34 yards?
yeah, yeah, not good. And it's like, I hate when they do that, but I kind of wouldn't have minded some like sad cuts to her after like that pick six. If they cut
See
to
her
her,
writing like her breakup song already.
yeah, she's already planning the breakup.
You're a bum. You can't catch a football.
Yeah, you're washed
I should have dated a kicker.
for real. Well, not not just any. You got to be careful because like dating a kicker that could mean Justin Tucker
Or what about Harrison Butker?
or
He
Harry.
he he respects women.
Yeah, but I feel like that's probably her type. Harrison Butker is very much her type. Um,
For legal reasons, these are jokes.
yeah, these are jokes. Um, But yeah, that was the big game.
That was the big game.
Congratulations to the Eagles.
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess.
I guess. And you know, very funny that Chiefs lost.
Yeah, honestly, like if it would have been like a competitive good game, I'd still be like, man, I can't believe the Eagles lost or that the Chiefs lost. But I mean, it wasn't even close. Like, you know what? Full send. You just keep, putting pressure on Mahomes, make him cry,
Yeah.
and yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what other news comes out over the next couple of days when we record. What, probably like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I'm excited to see because, like, yeah, I mean, this is such a major implosion. Like, I'm sure something crazy is going to come out of this.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna find some news about it soon.
Yeah.
Let's see. I also want to see some more memes out of this. Like,
yeah,
come on,
we need those memes.
Like, Mahomes got sacked what, 5, 6 times?
Yeah.
No roughing the passer, penalties. Come on, let's see some memes. Come on, guys.
The check didn't clear.
The check didn't clear. The 20 that Patrick slipped the refs was fake.
Yeah, or maybe this is part of like some kind of crazy like Machiavellian move by Taylor. She knew she was getting ready to get rid of Kelsey, so she outbid Mahomes, and she was like, well, "I'm going to just sabotage this empire from the inside, and then I'm going to jump ship."
Okay, hear me out. I want to see memes about, or maybe there already are like some like beef posts from like corporate social media saying like this wouldn't have happened if they had Allstate.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, whole state, because I'm not dropping.
Yeah, whole state.
Unless they want to pay me, big insurance isn't getting name dropped.
All city.
Yeah, whole city states.
Yep. But yeah,
Civ.
Those are yeah, shout out Civ. But those are like my immediate thoughts on the game. That's kind of all I got. But yeah, another season in the books.
Yeah, we now go into off-season mode.
So the fun topics are about to get crazy.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a room.
That's crazy.
All right. Anything else you want to declare?
No, I think I got everything out.
All right. I got nothing else that I wanted to clear. At least right now.
Yeah. Yeah, same here.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in for our post big game special.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. You know, I know it's late.
Let me get that music going. Later.
The music completely like obliterated you.
Oh,
okay, I said you're good.
I said it's not that much late than we normally stream, is it though?
No, not really, no.
I mean, well, maybe because we're normally ending around this time.
Yeah.
Oh. Works out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us this season so much. That's our second season here at Point After Podcast in the book. What an adventure it's been.
Absolutely.
Point After Podcast highlights right now.
Yeah.
That's where our unpaid intern comes in.
Yeah, for all the highlights are just me like being on the verge of saying a curse word, saying something that's gonna get us banned.
I think I still have like old footage of like where we had to do retake.
Yeah.
Somewhere. It'll be like a 2-minute montage. Anyway, thanks for joining us. As always, I've been your host, Adrian.
And your boy, Chris.
And until next time, you take care, all you fantastic football fanatic freakazoid fans.